Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me set y'all up. Mm, Let me set y'all up like that. Let me do a quick sound check. Give me 1 second. Let me set y'all up like that. Let me do a quick sound check. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I was checking the sound. I had some music playing in the back. I was trying to see if you could hear it. You can a little bit. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you are getting this. Welcome to the Spiritual Ghetto. I am Gregory. If you're not new here, welcome back. These are some late night channel messages. I kind of actually channeled these before I went to, or channeled these. Yeah, I did these before I went to sleep. And it just wasn't, I guess it wasn't time to give them out, but now it's fine. So we're just going to kind of jump right in. These ones are going to seem a little bit chaotic to a lot of you. I did these on September 10th, 2025. The breakdown of that date breaks all the way down to 1. 28, 10, 1 could be significant to you all out there. The first thing I wrote down was Trump, 13 months. I don't know if this is 13 like months of reign or 13 more months, 13 months to live. This may have been something that was given to him, like a 13-month diagnosis. Something's going to get worse in 13 months. This is some information that was given specifically to him that he's aware of having. A lot of you are conspiracy theorying what it is. I don't think you all have a clue. It's coming very it's I don't know, it's very, like, it's not confusing, but it's veiled. Um the next thing I wrote down was channel messages. I'm obviously writing in my channel message notebook, but I also got hidden figures. There was a lot of hidden figures around around me writing that first statement. And damn it, what's your shoe? Give me 1 quick second. There we go. Sorry, my allergies are like off the charts tonight. Anyways, so there was definitely a lot of hidden figures or unveiling around this information. Um, I wrote down shapes, hidden figure shapes and illusions. As somebody's trying to keep this hidden, veiled, discreet is the word I'm hearing. Discretion, a lot of discretion. These are even I think this is the word they're using in spells specifically, is discretion, discretionary. Excuse me. Then the next thing I wrote down was like tempered glass, hand blown glass. I don't know why I said it that way in that kind of rhythm, but it sounds like something like the cadence in which he talks. Whatever church this is, I'm seeing a church window pane. Whatever church this is has a lot of tempered glass, or very old tempered glass. And by very old, it was hand blown. Not to say that they don't hand blow glass anymore, but like it's not a selling point as like it once was. So whatever church he's picking out, it does feel like a church he's picking out. It does feel like a holy space. That's interesting. Yeah, it's a church. It's a holy space. Um, Holy spaces to hold ashes. Holy spaces to hold ashes as someone who doesn't want their spirit worked from the dirt in the ground. This is somebody who's not necessarily advanced in spell work. This is someone with an advanced team. That's interesting. Yeah, this is somebody with an advanced team of, I would say, magicians, as that is I'm hearing colloquialism or like colloquial term. I don't know if I'm using that word right now, but like I'm hearing colloquialism, like somebody's using a team of advanced magicians, or they would think of themselves as advanced magicians. Anyways, back to the church. There's a church. He's gonna pick out a church with a lot of hand-blown glass, tempered glass, stained panes, like window panes, a lot of stained glass window panes. Reds and oranges. I'm seeing reds and oranges in this stained glass window pane, maybe the Virgin Mary. And then I have death spell work written down here. This doesn't feel like attacks. No. It doesn't feel like attacks, like these spell works are being sent to someone. It doesn't feel like these things have been sent to someone. It feels almost like they're firing back, and I guess that's why I wrote down coven reversals. It doesn't seem like he's like doing this out of response to this stuff being sent to him. This move is being made out of response to something else coming back, reverting back. Again, I wrote down coven reversal. So, but next to justice. So this may be it feels like a battle that was lost. To another secret society or a coven is what I want to say. It's odd though, but not necessarily not in the. Yeah, this is a battle that was lost because the choice was to leave. I wrote leave office. There was a choice to leave office before this took place. And this would have been a sacrifice of sorts. This would have been a sacrifice of sorts. This was something that was supposed to take place before. Yeah, this is something that was supposed to take place before. This is a sacrifice of sorts. That wasn't done. It wasn't done. It wasn't considered. I'm hearing it was waved off, kind of. And then the next thing I wrote was in office chance. Somebody waved this off and was like, I'm hearing we can control this. But like in office chance, there's like a round, kind of like around the clock. I'm hearing chanting. I'm hearing chanting. They may call it prayer. They may call it like tea time or something else, but it's chanting. Buddhist. I'm hearing Buddhist or Buddhist music. This is a lot of chanting though, in office chanting. Like they're chanting in the offices. They're closing the offices down for a selected period of time and chanting in the offices. I think he's also being regarded as one of the most spiritually protected. And this isn't a natural spiritual protection. This isn't a spiritual protection that someone is naturally born with or gifted. This is a spiritual protection that is Like they are practicing practicing magicians around him. The reason why we're having a hard time or a difficulty with the word magician here is because there's a lot of different I wrote down faiths, but the word I'm hearing now is a lot of different denominations of kind of like in lack of a better terms, there's a lot of different witches from a lot of different backgrounds. Like in my belief, you can be like a hoodoo witch, voodoo witch, a Santeria, a Christian witch, a Catholic witch, a Buddhist witch. This is a lot of different denominations that have been perverted, because I have dark faiths here, dark faiths and doors. So these are a lot of practicing faiths or practicing magicians in their line of faith that have been corrupted or perverted in a way. And again, this is why he seems so spiritually protected. There's a lot of different doors here. Seeing the flies and temptation. I'm seeing flies, which is an omen of death, but temptation of self. This omen of death is occurring due to somebody else's self temptation. This isn't induced by public. This somehow it's not induced by public appeal. It's basically like induced by one's own ego. If we're being honest here, this feels like it's induced by one's own ego. Temptation. Where was I? Temptation of self. Temptation of self, and I keep hearing self-sabotage. This is ego. This is somebody's ego taking them down. A sealed power. Temptation of self. It's something, but it's something about this tempting self to do something in the egotistic state. It's self-sabotage, but he's not going to see it. Also, there's a sealed power passing. They're trying to seal a power passing the crown I'm hearing in a dark lineage, but also in a dark way, passing the crown, passing the torch, passing the power in a dark, either passing the power in the dark, passing the power through like a dark lineage, or passing the power in the dark way. A sealed power passing. It's like a ceremony. It's so interesting. It's like a ceremony, and even all of the I guess you would say all of the even all of the witches that are normally in attendance to a lot of the ceremonies, they won't be in attendance for this one. Not strong enough, or not enough of something. Hasn't done enough of something. Anyways, it's talking about being sealed in a dark way, a dark lineage. This also feels like a very old book. A very old book. No, not the Bible. Quite literally older, by the way. Again, something about this crown and a dark lineage, someone trying to pass their crown through a dark lineage. The next thing I wrote down was Lucy's royal son. If there's a kingdom of heaven, if there's undoubtedly a kingdom of heaven, there's undoubtedly a royalty of hell. So Satan or Stacy's minions, demons. I meant to say demons, but I said minions. People who may have not, I guess, ascended to the ranks. Somebody is like almost like proclaiming themselves a demon, but hasn't been promoted to that level. It's like a low level entity of sorts. A low level entity of sorts. However, with this Stacy, the name Stacy could be important. Dennis, I'm also hearing Stacy and Dennis. Stacy Dennis, Stacy Denise. And then corruption through the land. It's something about spreading this corruption through the land, like Maleficent, like I wrote dark magic down when I wrote down Maleficent. But I also wrote down spreading like a plague. Somebody tried to... it's something about like spreading something through a plague. The virus is not stupid. The virus is hate manipulated. It's like the virus was increased by hate. It was activated by hate, due to hate. It's activated due to hate. Um, a lot of this is going to come out during the season of the dead, which is the fall season. If you don't understand that, it's going to come out during the season of the dead. A lot of you would like to say that is because the veil is thinning. Yes, normally that would be true. In this particular case, it is because psychic walls are weakening. The psychic walls that surround this situation are weakening. They may have even lost their 13th psychic. They may have even lost their 13th psychic. Their psychic protection and psychic walls are weakening because of that. Somebody has a very interesting number of like a different amount of bodies per something, per gala, not per gala, gala may be right, but like factions. But these are different. They do different things. Their protections are different, right? 13 witches, 13 psychics. 13 witches, 13 psychics. She may be even in... I don't... the people around her in her circle regard her as a seer. Someone here is not a seer. She's just a practicing divinator and heavily practices. But this is why the psychic walls are weakening. She lost her 13th psychic recently. And somehow that like tips the scales or imbalances the protection here. Somebody's looking to rehire this 13th psychic or find another. It's causing a lot of shifts that they maybe hadn't encountered before due to the attention being different. They haven't always gotten this much attention. It's crazy. She quite literally remembers when they got less attention and like more money, if you will. Heavy on the number 13 here. Written in red or written in blood. This could be the 13 sacrifices. Heavy on the psychic protection is weakening. It's not just the protection, it's the psychic, like a wall, a dome, if you will, is weakening to the point where it's appearing. I'm gonna leave that there for you guys. I'll probably come back with another one for, yes, some for a card draw. But I'm gonna leave this one's here. I appreciate you guys hopping in here with me tonight. In the meantime, in between time, it's all love in the hood. Peace. Uh, I never like know how to end these when I'm ready to end it. Sorry.